No, you have. I can just imagine this as good versus evil, because you got Kaito who's being the good with the default Bovar, and you have Thaiph there with the, you know, the black Bovar there, and trying to, like, kind of reminds me of more of like a movie style situation. You got the evil side and the good side there, and oh, look at them just dash dancing. They're just dash dancing back and forth, trying to bait each other into different things with a hammer. And then Kaito is just coming in, trying to do something with hammer, has the lead, has the swords now, and trying to mix things up.
Okay, Kaito now with sword on hand, you already know what he's looking for, right? He wants that D-light. Looking for that D-light, looking for the side. You're not going to be able to find it. The weapon toss is going to be successfully stuffing out Kaito. And that is going to be the stock. Kaito denied from getting back onto the stage. You're going to be deprived of a weapon. And now you got to find a way to be able to close out the stock against two fellow Bodvar. Hammer on hand, so you know what that means. D-light time, cider time. Just like that. Okay. It's the same stock. Kaito did the same exact thing that happened to him 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, and they're kind of playing a mental battle between each of these players, right? Because they both have the same light attacks in the same signatures. You know, I believe their same stances as well, and they're just going back and forth and trying to bait each other into different attacks. Kaito trying to go for a silent and Thaiph is doing very well at countering out what Kaito is really throwing at them. As I say that, we get sword downlight insider into a neutral light from Kaito, and you know, is doing some damage, but not a whole lot to make things into his favor over Thaiph at the moment.
Okay, Kaito just dashing in. They're going to be looking for that D-light. It was unsuccessful in actually finding it. Neither of them, they're both like, hey, we both know exactly what we do to each other. I have no idea how to approach you at the moment. But finally, Thaiph going under Kaito. They're eating a side. They're going to be put off stage, looking for the recovery as a way to be able to catch a jump in. What a ground pound to be able to outrange that. Wow, that was just barely more disjointed.
Yeah, we're just kind of seeing them exchange. I mean, now we have Kaito trying to go with the hammer, but Thaiph's sword's kind of overpowering Kaito, and as I say that, you know, they're exchanging back and forth. We have Kaito now with a neutral control, and you get that stomp cider option that he needs on Thaiph. That would probably be a really good option if he can land it. He's going for the stomp, but the downlight into recovery does go ahead and land by Thaiph. That lands again. Kaito might be out of that second stock, and weapon throw comes in clutch, threw his weapon away by mistake. There's a backward neutral air, picks up that sword, and says, you know what, let me try to knock you out. He's trying to, but hasn't been able to do much at all. And they're both weaponless again.
Yeah, Kaito kind of dropped the ball on picking the sword back up that was on the ground. Now you got the hammer on hand. The end light does come out, and the end light does indeed successfully KO. Kaito has a really gentle lead at the moment, but you already know the kind of
Well, you know, we say that. We really see that, and then we see it go back to even within less than 5 seconds. It's happened twice already with these guys. But I don't know if that's going to be a rhythm that we're going to be seeing going forward. But I mean, look at them exchange. Thaiph coming in with that 4-piece combo, making things even. But these guys are so close in like damage dealt to each other.
Yeah, hammer recovery. What I love about it is it just like stops everything for like just a moment because of like how much pause it has when you do actually grab them with it. So everybody feels it. Everybody's like, oh, okay, wait, I have to find a way to come back onto the stage now. Kaito tossing out the weapon here, backing off a little bit. The pickup into the GC side light, amazing stuff here.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting neutral light coming in for Kaito. He's going to try to do it, maybe a GC downlight into cider option again. Maybe just a falling cider into something. The dare cider actually comes in instead, and that actually makes a little bit of sense there. But Thaiph getting a little bit too aggressive, and Kaito, misses the GC downlight. It's a ground pound combo. Missing his starter up option there to get into that, and now both players are in the red. You got Kaito in there. You see Thaiph coming with a falling neutral air somehow. And, you know, maybe Kaito does it. We'll have to see. But look at them stomp. Stomp cider comes in. Kaito's still alive, is able to dodge, but Thaiph with the GC down lane to grab out lands, and Thaiph, that's the way you go and win that game, my man. Very nice job.
That was not ending, wasn't it? That was supposed to be Kaito's game. Kaito had Thaiph off stage. Thaiph overextended, put themselves off stage willingly. Kaito had the best possible down air punish, and the only thing that Kaito needed to do was to successfully execute on a GC D light when you have no weapon. GC D light into the ground pound, and Kaito missed it. Kaito missed it. The situation was recycled. Kaito was put off stage, and then Kaito ended up eating another GCD light into the ground pound. So a little bit tragic. Kaito gonna be switching up the skin. Kaito looks a lot more serious now. No more default skin Bodvar. Okay, Kaito means some business. Look at this skin. Look at it. They're so serious, so edgy now. Wow.
Yeah, Kaito is trying to unlock his inner demons, it looks like, to go against Thaiph, and you know, they're trying to go with that bloody sword, saying, hey, you know what? I got the demon in me. I got the dog in me to go and beat you up here. But I don't know. I mean, he's gotta do something here. And I don't know if that skin's gonna give him that advantage or not, but so far it is.
All right, just gonna be swatting him away with that falling side once again. Backing off a little bit. Weapon toss to be able to break the neutral, just to be able to get the approach. And now, how do you actually get this edge guard against Hamley? The answer is you do not. You stay at the ledge, you back off, because the last thing that you ever want to eat is a recovery. You almost had that dodge punish. Kaito was in a good position to find a side and got the juggle with that final recovery. Kaito with the skin switch, that's all you need.
Yeah, and we're kind of seeing, I don't know, maybe it's just unlocking some sort of mental buff for themselves there, like we've seen from some other players in other regions too. And I mean, Kaito is one of the only players I've seen it so far happen to tonight, and it's working well. You know, it's giving them that one stock advantage, and I think Thaiph's coming in with the Silite into neutral light there, trying to do something. Kaito trying to use those signatures as well. Also, the platform, we're on a platform map now too, where the platforms are going to be making a lot of impact on both players, and I think Kaito and has been taking advantage of that too. And you're just seeing them going for these aerial attacks and trying to bait each other into different things.
Okay, right now, Thaiph, what are you looking for, buddy? You looking for like a delay? You looking for a side? You're just really looking for anything against Kaito here. They're both finally commits to a side, right? But then look at the amount of punish that you actually dealt with. Kaito double chase dodge again, and then able to get the ground pound as well. This is what we expected to see in game one. Kaito is playing with so much more confidence.
Yeah, I think after that first stock, I don't blame them, you know, and now they're up 2 stocks over Thaiph, and I don't know what mentally changed. However, we do see Thaiph come in with that dare with hammer, but Kaito is still up by an entire stock.
Okay, Thaiph looking for the neutral light, not gonna be able to find it. Gets the neutral light, dashing in there with the side light, backing off a little bit here. Kaito just getting up in Thaiph's face and then finally getting that opening.
Yeah, and we're kind of seeing Kaito go in with that unarmed, waiting for that weapon spawn to come in, and they're both trying to dash dance around a little bit and trying to bait each other into their dash neutral lights or whatever else, stomp down lights and stomp side airs, neutral airs as well. And you know, we're seeing them exchange it. Nice stomp in the dare, stomp in the dare again from Kaito. Recovery lands, and Cider lands very, very well. And that might be the stock of Thaiph. It isn't. Kaito trying to mind bend his mental a little bit and try to get that knockout. But Thaiph is doing a lot of exchange. Look at the exchange back and forth.
Okay, the downer does end up coming out. Is Thaiph gonna be able to get the final hit? Doesn't actually get the D-light. Kaito backing off for a second. Both of them slowing down the gameplay, but oh no, you can't be missing that.
Oh, falling neutral air lands by Kaito, and Kaito will go and take that game to their name. And I think it just came down to both these players were trying to go back and forth and trying to put each other into different dodge reads, etc. And I think with that being said, it's going to come down to, we haven't seen a lot of weapon throws tonight either with this set at all. And I think a lot of players try to avoid this by using their weapon throws a lot and try to lead into different things. And we just haven't seen it in South America tonight at all.
Yeah, the weapon throws in something like this are really, really essential to actually being able to break space, right? Because both of them are playing back a good chunk of the time. They're playing at long distance. So you have to get into like a mid-range with them and then just to be able to weapon toss. That will result in a bit of a faster paced match. That being said, look at what Kaito is doing to Thaiph off stage.
Yeah, well, that's definitely happening. Kaito's kind of unlocked something that last round, and I don't know, the dog in him kind of released a little bit there, and Stomp Cider comes in, and you know, you're seeing Thaiph having to rely on going back to the ledge, and then Kaito just gets a stomp, recovery in the weapon throw, and it's just controlling Thaiph at the moment.
Yeah, this is a pretty big lead. I don't know what happened in game 1, but as soon as Kaito switched out to this skin, that's how you know it's over. Backing up a little bit here, just eating a side light. Okay, Thaiph not able to get anything going and just getting whiff punished so much here.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing some exchanges between both of the players. Kaito using all their jumps before they can get back to that ledge, allowing for Thaiph to go ahead and really punish them very well. So very nice job, and I think Kaito now has to be very wary about how he uses his jumps, especially with him wanting to keep his advantage.
Thaiph just slowing down the game a little bit here. Kaito gonna be looking for the jump lead, but just about anything can close out this stock here. So Kaito just getting up close. We're also seeing almost no signatures from either of these players. They're playing like super simple.
Yeah, I mean, a downlight sider into a weapon throw is clean as well, and we're seeing a lot more combos from these guys, but it's kind of more so like small combos. It's not crazy combos like we've seen. It's more so, okay, I'm trying to bait you into these 1-2 piece attacks I know will land, rather than going for the risky options. And I think that's why these players are playing the way they are, and I don't blame Thaiph as well, just because of how, I mean, this is a big deal for them. This is a huge placement for them, no matter the less. And I think now Thaiph is just trying to say, you know what, I'm gonna try to make things even, try to win this set against Kaito. But that sword recovery lands, it actually does go and not gonna make things even.
Yeah, the stock count is even, which I would not have expected given the way the first couple of stocks were going. All of a sudden, Kaito picking up the sword, backing off a little bit, ends up whipping the side light. Thaiph able to get a D-light punish, backing off once again. That side light just as a shove, just as a reminder, get off of my stage. You cannot be standing that close to me. Thaiph looking for these jump callouts with the neutral. Okay.
There's those weapon throws that we were talking about earlier are now being used a little bit more by Kaito, because Thaiph is having so much neutral control. He's kind of having to really approach that with weapon throws and trying to mix things up, and it worked out very well, because right now Kaito is in a huge lead over Thaiph, and Thaiph has to come back to that ledge, misses the dare, gets the stomp cider instead, goes, picks up a sword, so it's sword v sword. I think Kaito might win that based off the sword v sword matchup.
Yeah, given how it has been going before, Kaito was the one that was consistently coming out on top here, backing up a little bit, looking for the D-light, doesn't actually get it, such a good dodge, avoiding the downer. Thaiph is swinging, and finally Kaito, those are the weapon tosses that we talked about. That is how you initiate in these types of moments. Thaiph opting for the hammer instead. Okay, how do you get in against hammer? You have to be so much more careful about your spacing.
Yeah, that recovery lands, but a downlight recovery lands instead, and Kaito takes game number 3 to their name with the sword, and the sword has been very, very powerful from Kaito overall. We do see Thaiph come in with his hammer and do some pretty good damage, but on the second stock of Thaiph, Kaito comes with a downlight sider and a weapon throw, and that final stock, which we'll see here in a minute, came down to, I believe, a recovery option there. As well. It was, I think, a downlight recovery. Let me see here. GC downlight into recovery and knocked him out off of that. So we're going into game number 4. I mean, are we going to see more of that going forward?
We'll just have to see what happens. At the moment, though, I still feel like Kaito is the one with a lot of prominence. I feel like Kaito is the one that is still consistently winning a lot of these interactions, especially when it comes to these sword dittos. Look at the amount of damage that was successfully dealt here. That's a D-light into the downer, just putting Thaiph in a nasty position over and over again. Not able to get the jump call out with the side attempt. Thaiph overextending with the side light, and then look at what happens to you. Look at the position that you're in.
It leads into a weapon throw bait into a dare with sword 2, and Kaito is just doing so well with that sword. Not even relying on the hammer range, just relying a lot on that sword. But, you know, Kaito's like, you know what, I'm gonna weapon starve you a little bit. Make sure that you don't get hammered for a little bit, even though Thaiph is able to go ahead and do that. And they're just exchanging back and forth, and you know, Kaito is probably thinking, okay, I'm just trying to stay on the edge until I get a sword, but that stomp sire into weapon throw lands, and both players are down to their second stocks within a minute into the game.
Yeah, that's why I don't jump into weapon tosses. Kaio just had to accept his fate at that point onwards. And light into the D-light recovery. Really good stuff. Looking for a continuous call out there with the neutral, but not able to catch that jump. D-light into the side. I mean, the amount of D-lights that Kaito is connecting. When a sword player is getting that many D-lights, they're getting that much guaranteed damage, you know that something is wrong for Kaito to connect that many of them.
Yeah, now we're definitely seeing You know, Kaito is trying to figure out some sort of adjustment with that sword. Gets a GC downlight recovery. Very nice dodge read though. And now Kaito's like, you know what? I need to get a knockout option. I need a stop sider. I need some sort of neutral air option maybe. We throw that weapon around a little bit and then we get the sword sider instead while you're in the air.
Yeah, Kaito, especially with the sword, has been running all over the Thaiph. Now going to be opting to just stay onto the hammer. I don't think that was intentional. Kaito wanted to pick up the sword one more time, and then Thaiph was there a little bit too close. And now all of a sudden comes in there with the side light, able to get the D-light into the N-Sig as well. AJ, is this game over? Is this set done?
I don't know. It just comes down to how Thaiph really approaches Kaito's hammer and sword. I think it's sword v sword. Thaiph needs to figure out some sort of option against it. Gets the downlight into recovery, doesn't knock out. Needs to do it one more time to make things one stock all. But Kaito's been doing very well at reading where Thaiph's going to be going. You know, he's dashing, he's dodge dancing up and down, and either way, Thaiph is still able to get that sword recovery. Still wants to rely on that hammer.
Okay, what's the weapon gonna be? It's gonna be the hammer, and now we're back to a hammer ditto. Kaito not able to find that D-light, instead just eats a neutral light into two separate side lights. Just like that, Thaiph has effectively evened up the damage, and we are now back to having an even game. Uh-oh.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, we're back to an even game. This is what Thaiph wants to go into this round here. He wants to go into game number 5. A lot of movement, a lot of dodge dancing. Stomp Sider comes in clutch, throws the weapon,
so
he lands.
optimal.
Thaiph has a sword. Oh my God, Kaito gets to dare to come back to the platform.
That was the most insane series of exchanges. Kaito picking up the hammer, slowing down the game for just a second. That's going to be the D-light into the sider. And Thaiph ends up making it back. Okay, I just need you to understand the absurdity of that dodge, but it was so well timed that Thaiph was able to dodge past it perfectly and still be able to GC D-light. That was, I mean, AJ, that was optimal. That was so cool.
It was indeed. And Thaiph came back from a one-stock disadvantage against Kaito. And now we're going into game number 5 between these fantastic players. And I don't know, Thaiph's on something. Can he keep it up going in game number 5? We'll have to see. This is a big deal for him.
Yeah, Thaiph did an amazing job just cleaning up that last game. Kaito got a little bit scared at the end, so let's see what happens in game number 5. Thaiph on the verge of perhaps an amazing upset here. Kaito, okay, what do you do here? Just a side light, just falls back down with the neutral light, gets the neutral light as well. Thaiph is putting on some good damage.
Yeah, it's coming down to, oh, all right. It's a lot of exchanges. Kaito is not having these big advantages that he's been having the past game where he just goes off on Thaiph. And now Thaiph's coming in with his sword and just, I think he's got some sort of read on Kaito now. Something clicked, and I don't know what it was, but is it going to be just enough to beat Kaito here? It's going to come down to how risky Kaito is going to be off the ledge. That's one thing they got to consider, because Thaiph just went ahead and countered a ground pounder of Kaito and took the lead.
Yeah, finally, I think with the amount of times that Kaito has punished a sword ground pound attempt, that Thaiph deserved one. At least one. Kaito now going to be looking for any stomps whatsoever, staying back onto the stage here, holding it down, being nice and patient.
Okay, here we go. Overthrow comes in. Yeah, Kaito doesn't want to be too aggressive. As I say that, he becomes really aggressive. And, you know, because Kaito's on the second stock. He doesn't want to get enough damage built onto him where it's a huge lead for Thaiph, and he's got to come back from that. And Thaiph is so low right now. Well, Kaito's having a rough time getting damage knockouts. He's trying to go for the recovery on Apocalypse. It's got such a huge ceiling. Oh.
I feel like the N-Sig would have been optimal, but that's okay.
Nice.
The weapon toss is actually somehow just enough to be able to take out that stock. And now all of a sudden, the stock count is even, but the damage is not.
Yeah, we're now kind of seeing Thaiph coming in, trying to take advantage of what they have, trying to win this game number 5 against Kaito. Gets that sword recovery, picks up hammer. He's like, you know what? You're not getting a weapon just yet. I'm going to side air you, and I'm going to make this a 1-stock lead in front of my favor here, and doing very well so far.
Okay, once again, back to the hammer ditto, my friends. End light into the side light. Kaito, off stage you shall go. As he double jumps back on, gets the side to get himself a bit of space. Side light tries to dodge in and find the neutral, although unsuccessfully. Kaito has taken a lot of damage. Kaito has not gotten a clean hit in neutral in so long, and now we're all the way into the orange, almost in deep red. Oh, this is not good for Kaito at all. This is a bad position to be in.
This is a very, very bad position for Kaito to be in here, especially with the leads he's had in previous games. That stomp and the dare lands, and Thaiph is like, you know what? Let me go and do something here. Let me mess around with some hammer. Let me maybe go for some stomp neutral lights. Let's see what happens. Let me go off blood, try to bait him into the neutral air, but the grab head from Kaito lands, making things one stock all.
Surely Kaito does not make this comeback. Right, you gotta get a lot of consecutive hits here at this point. So ditto Kaito, all that you really need to watch out for is that D-Light to recover that D-Light side of it, because you already know that's gonna clean up your stock. Is that gonna be it? How is Kaito hanging onto the stock still?
APOC in a nutshell. You know, the ceiling's so high compared to most maps, and you know, Kaito's been very, very happy about that. They're going to do some damage build, get his neutral light, side light, gets the side air, launches Thaiph into the orange, down lane, the side air lands, now has Thaiph in the orange, but is it going to be enough? The side air lands, misses the signature just barely. Now Thaiph has that edge control over Kaito. Kaito is going to be dodging very awkwardly. Oh, it is able to touch, but he's still
doesn't KO.
Are you kidding me?
Kaito just being so patient, comes back on with the side. I cannot believe that still was able to hit. Tossing out the weapon, you left weaponless, went for the recovery, dodged up to be able to avoid the side. We have hammer on hand. We're looking for the stomp, we're looking for the side light, but anything that Thaiph does, the neutral doesn't KO.
It doesn't, and it comes down to this, both sword v sword in game 5. Who's gonna advance into losers corners, into top 32? It's down to the final hit here, and Thaiph will with the sword setter in game number 5. And that's the way to win it. It's that very nice job, but Kaito almost came back.
That ambulance turned around. Thaiph almost choked. Luckily, Thaiph did not. Thaiph seemed to breathe just fine, was able to close it out at the end.